This is Rydo, and we're doing the deck rebuilds for the Boomsday project. Or at least we're trying. We've got 2 more to do. Last time we did the Shaman, didn't change much really. This time we're going to do the Warlock. Let's hop into it. I'm going to try to do a mostly no nonsense, no frills coverage here because these cards are just not really adding anything or changing anything. They could be like 1 notch better than some other cards that already exist, but they're not doing anything crazy. They're not really doing anything different. Here's a card that does something slightly crazy. Give the leftmost minion in your hand +2/+2, but it is also kind of a useless card because you really have only moderate control of whatever the leftmost minion in your hand is. You would have to play cards that are leftmost to let the next minion that is leftmost be the leftmost. Let's see. We have a legendary, draw 3 cards at the end of your turn, discard them. For the Warlock, that kind of makes sense because there is a discard deck you can build. Unfortunately, I don't think I have the cards to build that discard deck. Each player transforms a random minion in their hand into a demon. I don't see any reason why you would want to play this. It's not controlled enough that you would be guaranteed that you're ruining somebody's strategy. So let's say you're playing against a mage and they have Archmage Antonidas in their hand. They probably have some other minions in their hand, so you're not gonna likely hit that one. Or let's say they're playing Shudderwalk, probably not likely to happen, so it's too random. Deal 4 damage to a minion in your hero. So many Warlock cards are based around hurting yourself. Give all demons in your hand +1/+1. That's a good one. Summon a copy of this minion. Let's see. If you doubled Battle Cries, which there is a wild card that would double Battle Cries, this would make sense a little bit more, but that's kind of it. Gain +1 attack for each damage your hero has taken this turn. At least at this point, that demon starts to make some sense, because there have been so many cards from the beginning of Hearthstone where you hurt yourself as a Warlock, and there was very little reason to do it. Omega Agent, if you have 10 mana crystals, summon 2 copies of this minion. It's not a terrible card, but you basically have to wait till the 10th turn for the Warlock to play it, and so I don't think it's been dust to create it. Summon copies of all demons you control. For 6 mana, this is actually a rather good card. Unfortunately, I don't have it. And swap this minion with a minion from your deck when it dies for Dr. Morgan. Yeah, kinda nothing there. Let's see. If I was going to do a discard deck, let's look at all the cards that you kind of have to have. You have to have this quest, which I don't. This legendary, discard 6 to get the Nether Portal. I believe the Nether Portal, they still don't tell you or show you what the Nether Portal does. I believe it summons a random demon or 2 demons every turn. Whenever you discard a card, draw cards. Draw 3 cards and discard them. Whenever you discard this, give it +2/+2 and return it to your hand. You kind of need this for a discard deck. It's a pretty good beast. I'm surprised it's labeled as a beast and not a demon. Some more cards that just discard cards. The Tiny Knight of Evil is wild, but whenever you discard a card +1/+1, that makes a little sense. This one I don't think I've ever really used. When this one is discarded, it's summoned. That's pretty cool, but I also think that this is wild. So making a discard deck pretty much has to be a wild deck. Cataclysm would be cool if I had it. Whenever you play or discard this, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. So you have like 2 discard cards that actually do something when they're discarded. And it all plays up to the Blood Queen Lenithel, or however you pronounce that, Lenithel, I guess. Where she has +1 attack for each card you've discarded this game, which honestly, even if you played a deck full of all these cards and you had 2 of everything you could have 2 of, you're barely pushing 30 cards. There's 8 per page. I'm seeing 4 2 pages, so 16 cards, double that for 2. For most cards being able to have 2 copies, you're at 32. Remove a few of that because there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think you wouldn't even get to 30. As far as discard cards in neutral, you've got Deathwing, which you'd want to play, and you probably wouldn't want to play that. So you basically have to have every discard deck if you're gonna, every discard card if you're gonna do a discard deck. So what am I doing right now on Warlock? I'm literally doing right now the most boring thing possible. I am playing classic Warlock, which is just a recipe that is recommended by Hearthstone. I'm not even using hsreplay.net. That will get fixed, certainly, but yeah, that is definitely weird. I'm just playing this recipe, and there's barely even any Warlock cards in this whole setup. I do have Jiraxxus, but the Omega Project recipe, certainly I'm missing a lot of cards. Too many cards. Blood Reaver Gul'dan, definitely something we're missing. And then this other recipe is missing too many cards. So this, since I've not really had a great success with Warlocks, this might have been a deck to make a mech deck with. The problem there is the only 2 mechs in the Warlock deck are wild. So yeah, take that for whatever it is. I guess I can do that. Because honestly, I don't think I'm doing anything else at all. Like, let's just look again. Like, there's no keyword or strategy that I know of about yeah, I don't really think of a strategy or anything that would work with hurting yourself. Like, so I can make yet another magnetic deck. And we've been playing some of these, so we kind of start to know what we're supposed to do now. Kinda. Let's see, I have 7 more things to play. Healing myself would probably not be a bad move. Take that legendary. And there is a mech card, the Minron's head. I've mentioned it several times at this point. That if you had 3 mechs at the start of your turn, it would turn into Voltron, basically. Or a copyright safe jokey version of something like Voltron. So yeah, we've got a mech deck, and there's a question, I guess, how many of these would even be in Wild? Almost all of them, okay. So very few of those mechs that I picked even synchronize with the new cards. Alright. And then the only other thing you could do with a Warlock, and this is just basically if you have anything at all, if you happen to have Renounce Evil, or what is it called? Renounce. There he goes. Renounce Darkness. If you happen to have that, and you can get that early. So, what you want to do is have some draw cards. You can try to work around that. So there's some draw cards that fill in 13 spaces, and then for the most part you kind of have to fill it in with the remaining Warlock cards. Now what Renounce Darkness does, if you're not familiar, which wouldn't be surprising honestly, since not too many people play it, it's just a little crazy and random. Let's see, where is it? Renounce Darkness should be. Here it is. Replace your hero power and Warlock cards with another classes. The cards cost 1 less. Not amazingly great. And the vast majority of the cards I just picked up were Wild. If I was to try to, let's see, just replace everything, probably wouldn't be too big of a deal. Just get rid of anything we have with a Warlock card of some sort. Come on, give me some suggestions that are Warlock cards. Alright, so I'm gonna have to replace 3 of these just manually because the game doesn't want to cooperate. Not a big deal. Take that, and we're done. And so you can play that, certainly, but that's not a. It's not a new deck. It's not anything with the new cards. Yeah. Alright, let's play. Let's just move on. I'm running out of steam at this rate. Let's just move on and play this mech deck. There's really no reason to play the Warlock, the Renounce Warlock, at least. it's not even really a big advantage replacing your hero with something else and getting random cards that are one cheaper. It's really just an admittance that you can't really play the way you would like to play with the cards that you have. So why not do Whizbang's decks instead? At least then you would have a higher chance of winning. There'd be some better strategy there.
I will fight with honor. Your soul shall be mine.
Yes, of course, Renounced Darkness was what came out before Whizbang, but I think Whizbang has completely eliminated any need to ever play Renounced Darkness. And honestly, you'd need 2 copies, and I only have 1. So that becomes part of a hassle too. This minion, the Anima Golem, dies if it's the only one on the field at the end of a turn, and many players can use that to their advantage. Meanwhile, he's buffing up his paladin cards like a good little paladin should. So let's hit that. What we need is magnets to buffer up things. Buff up things. Buffer. Buffing and buffering are 2 different things. Let's see.
Powering up. Portal online.
See if I could play a magnet character on this guy and give him extra health, give him extra attack. He probably will turn pretty powerful if I can do that. Clearly he's not willing to let that happen.
That was a mistake.
Let's see. We can see. Whenever your opponent plays a card, remove 3 from the top of your deck. That would be a good card if you're trying to get rid of your deck. That'd be probably the only time that that's a good point to use that. This one summons a 1/1 Joey bot. We haven't seen the Joey bot, but I imagine it's just a kangaroo Joey robot, like this is a kangaroo Mecharoo. Yep, Joey bot. Nothing really special about it. Let's see. I'll take that Fell Cannon. Attack with that. And attack there.
Reporting for duty.
And there is a like double the end turn, the end of your turn experiences. I don't think there's a double the start of your turn things. So I'm gonna have 7, so I could probably play this, but I don't need to, so I'll play this and this. Or I could play this and this, and I guess that would work just better. Well, that's less reassuring. probably should start drawing some cards and reducing my health, because I've got 2 of these restore A to your hero characters. This guy's really just running roughshod over me. I know he has 16 health and I have 30, but I feel like give it 3 turns, everything is gonna change, and I'm gonna lose. Of course, having a bad attitude certainly doesn't help anything, but I'm just trying to give my honest assessment here. Let's see, death roll do that much. Let's start drawing and start playing. Yep, there comes the twist. And our first magnetic card happens. How many cards have we drawn? Half the deck. So if you're gonna play magnetic, I think you really gotta revise this and only play magnetic cards. Just magnetic on magnetic. Let's try that as a deck rebuild, because this clearly is not going to work. Alright, let's see. Let's see. This plus this plus this gives me a 7/7, which is great, but I'm still gonna lose. Could have played this, that would have restored 8 health. There's more than 8 extra damage they could have done. Certainly. And you can't lose stars at Wild rank 25. Thanks for letting me know. So, yeah. Let's try this again and just see what it would take to make a full magnetic deck. Apparently way too much. There's one legendary that's not magnetic that I don't have, and then a whopping 10 other magnetic characters. So even the concept of magnetic doesn't really work. Like, as far as I know, that Warlock deck I just played may have had all of the magnetic cards that I have in contention. Like, maybe I could see, come back this way and see if I can filter this and see how many of the cards actually War. So yeah, I didn't have two of those. And that. Yeah, I could add 3 more magnetic magnetic mechs. Not really gonna change the game flow much. And this custom Warlock, which is just a renounced darkness Warlock, is kind of a pointless thing to play because it doesn't help you finish any daily quests, and it's not likely to win. So yeah, I don't even see Renounced Darkness in this deck. Did I accidentally remove Renounced Darkness? Apparently I did. That was... Wait, that wasn't the one, was it? It was this one. It's labeled Renounce. No. It's not. Let's see. Yeah. I somehow, even in just showing up this is how late and how sleepy I've gotten at this point. Like, I failed to even make a Renounced Darkness deck that had Renounced Darkness in it. Either way, that one's going away. Like, okay. And that really just leaves us with the Warrior. Very much at this point, if I just want to point it out, not really making any new decks at all. Just not seeing anything that you could really do or change besides the smallest amount of tweaks. You can do a Death Rattle deck, you can do a mech deck for the Hunter. Maybe you can do a custom Shaman with some more overloads. You can do sort of a mech deck with the Warlock, but it's probably not that good. And that's kind of it. Well, let's just get this over with. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.